Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Elden Ring. Oh, how I've missed it. We were just playing yesterday, and yet, oh, how I've missed it. That's right. I remember now we acquired this deliciously colored and flowy Dancer of Rana set and the matching swords. We dance to celebrate the end of the world with great joy. Hey, nice to see you there. So, I would like to soak some effort into raising the upgrade level of the Dancer's Blades, because that unending dance is incredibly attractive to me in terms of killing all of mine enemies. However, let's get back to our basic set for the moment and figure out where in the hell we are on the map. I know we are currently in the Ashen Capital. This isn't it, but it is gorgeous. There you are, you little cutie. I mean, we gotta try Dane's hat while we have a second. Partner? I like it. Alright, back to Hood. This probably doesn't matter as much. It's really just a fashion issue at this point. Fashion / weight. So yeah, I'll keep wearing sandals. That'll be fine. It'll be fine to keep wearing sandals. And I feel like we should use something new. Something we haven't tried yet. We haven't tried this. And it's gigantic. Whoop! Let's try two-handing it. Lovely. That is heavy as hell. I've been searching for something that might stagger my larger enemies. And this is looking like a thing. Wow, the distance on that. I don't know if I just caught a bit of physics boost down the dunes, or if that's how that always works. That's very nice. Carve the distance up between me and my enemies. So yeah, I like that. We have Raylana's swords, which have been somewhat upgraded. I think it's like one away from the max. Milady, also a strong contender. Milady does not have an Ash of War or a skill equipped, does it? And I do remember we had some sort of light greatsword exclusive skill. I so rarely change those out that I do not remember how to. Ashes of War, is it? So what was that? It was like a stance. Keen Milady. No, that's not the one. There, this one looks like it. A wing stance for a quality Milady. Boosts my physical damage significantly. I do believe that's like exclusive to light greatswords, which makes me curious. I can now pick and choose which moniker I want Milady to have. I'm not sure what would be most effective. Perhaps just quality, to keep it normal physical damage, but quite sharp. I don't know. I can't just do fully standard. Hello! It is so nice to see you there. An errant Friday Peter has appeared from the tall grasses. Yes, just when you're running low on Pokeballs. It's me. Hi. I don't know why it defaulted to quality, but I'll trust it. Let's go here. We now have a quality Milady, just because I want to see what this looks like, or does. So if we two-hand her, gently, and then... Ooh, It's very graceful. It accentuates the sandals in a lovely fashion. And then what do I do from here? Ooh, that is tasty. I can't do that without the wing stance, right? Yeah. I like that maneuver. Okay, I mean, let's try it. Let's try it until we die, which should be soon. So, we have the Shadow Keep. We are not even in the right world for this conversation. We have the Shadow Keep open to us now, which we should and can explore. We can, in fact, explore it from 2 different directions. During the last session, we also spoke with Tialier, if I'm remembering the pronunciation correctly, and they should be here-ish, resting near the fissure. I am a little curious. Let's go here to get to the Shadow Realms, see if we can find Tialier, have a quick convo, and then return to the Shadow Keep, which is probably a better place to test out new weapons. This is a little further into the pit than I suspected, but it still might be the right area. Let us risk a little more light, as I am completely blind in this mist. What's happening? So swooshy. Yeah, poor rhinoporcopotamus. I do feel bad when they're just like an unaccompanied animal boss. Ah. I'll never forgive myself for the Dark Souls wolf, to this day. To this day. Alright, Tialier does not seem to be at either of the first 2 sites of grace. And I kind of imagine they would be nearby a site of grace, so maybe I can just keep fast traveling? It could, of course, be that they are not down here at all. That could be the case. And I need to go above the fissure. We already talked to the ghost man. Man, this is this is such a cool new addition. I don't know if there are any other skills quite like that. Like my noble slender swords have that cut stance or whatever it's called. But this is quite fancy. Hey, this is a private party. This is a private event. It's cool. It's real cool. I'm actually a big fan of this. M'lady. Okay. I could have sworn you were facing the other direction when I passed by you earlier, but it was just a trick. An illusion from my eyes. Just checking the tall grasses here, making sure Tialier isn't resting. Okay. Check down here. You can just spin around and around with it like a pointy little helicopter? Apparently. And it doesn't even cost me anything to do. I've never felt cooler. Plus I can now, like, call you out when you make sexy comments. I can be like, who said that? You? Did you say that? Apparently I can't. I can't call you out. I can't get the angle right. Okay, still nothing. Maybe they are resting with the animals. The cute, sleepy owls and such. All the best moves in this game involve being a helicopter. You know, I can't think of a better way to summarize the combat in Elden Ring. Or like a whirligig saw in Bloodborne. Holds true. Quick check up here. See if they're at the very peak. It could also just be like a summon sign at a lower boss gate, like... Potentially? But in order to be sure, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to be a sneaky little cheater and look it up on the wiki. because I don't want to have done all of that only to still circumvent their entire questline and descend without them. Elden Ring Wiki, there you are. Okay. So it should have moved to the Garden of Deep Purple in the Stone Coffin Fissure. I don't know if we've found such a place. Let me check. Where is the Garden of Deep Purple? No one seems to know. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Well, I guess we'll look for a garden rather than a bunch of ruins. And it'll be fine. Good afternoon. Nice to see you there. I didn't spy you out of the corner of my eye. You snuck in. I am so glad to see you guys. Welcome back to another adventure. You're just feeding that childhood impulse to spin and spin and spin until you fall over and wobble around for a while. Absolutely. Ah, I'm getting sick, and I love it. Okay, so specifically, was there one called Stone Coffin Fissure? Let's check for alternate pathways. I think this is where we're just after where we started. Okay, and we only checked nearby the site of grace here, so I must just not have explored properly. Let me make sure they're not. I guess I have no way of getting back there, so they'd better not be. Oh, the sandals don't fail me now. Oh, that was tremendously close to the edge. You are more daring than I. It's so close. It's probably don't need to get up there, but we're so close to it. Alright, just give a quick check around here. As it definitely seems to be before the drop-off point. Or at least what I'm still assuming is a drop-off point. It's probably an item back there. It kind of looks like I went down that way and never returned. So let's check back here. For greed purposes, if nothing else. That's a shame. I feel shame. Real low damage. Okay. Really, especially with this Carian filigreed crest or whatever it is, the FP cost of those moves is negligible. And yet they are quick and quite damaging, at least to something that doesn't have this much resistance to normal damage. So you could really put something together with Milady. It's a nice situation. Okay. It'll be fine. Trust in the sandals. Hey. I did not give you permission. Just slowly watch my health bar decrease. I love how you... that last little animation as you kick the slime off of your foot. How do we speed this up? How do we speed this up? Hey, buddies. Speed that up real quick. Alrighty, we're back in action. The one thing they're not resistant to. Glorious fire. Not... what's the word? Worth it. Not worth it. I do wonder if there's any way to combo both of them together. In effect, yeah, they work together well enough that you could call it a combo. But only light to heavy, not the other way around. Too much of a pause after the heavy. but light to heavy. Keep it in your back pocket. It's weird. It's weird the way I'm phrasing things out of context. Alright, this looks like a bad idea. And I probably shouldn't have come down here at all. Not at all. What a bad idea. Alright then, I'll trust you. Sandals, don't fail me now. None of that looks great as a potential landing zone. Hup. Thank goodness. Oh, hi, you. Can't stagger you with the light attack. I understand now. Thank you for proving that to me. Also, your teeth are lovely. I've just now noticed. I've spent so much time looking at your midriff area. Your belly dancer's core, as 'twere. But you have a lovely smile. And I appreciate the chance to see it before I died. So the question is, yes, there they are. Good. Good. I was going to ask, are they up on the cliff I fell down from, or was I down there enough for them to descend? Question answered. That is sweet. What a sweet little slicer. I have been wanting this entire time to actually use a new DLC weapon for running around, but I keep falling back on my old habits, and it hasn't happened so far. But now we're using a brand new weapon type, with a brand new DLC Ash of War, etc., etc. And I'm satisfied. It's also just graceful as all hell. Makes me feel good about myself. Closer than ever to the place we did check a little more thoroughly. Have not found a Tialier yet. I think this is where the ground broke out from underneath us, and we are safe to descend. I, however, have a little tickle in my throat, if you'll pardon me for one moment. I'm fine. Probably would have been better served by turning the camera off for that, rather than the microphone even. But I'm fine. Everything's fine. Ooh, you have storms rolling in there. I hope it cools things down a touch. It's a blob. It has to have some advantages in life. It's true. I'm glad that it has such physical resistances, because being a blob is hard enough. Tialier? I didn't land on you, did I? I don't know if this is gonna work from this height. Kind of. Swash, swash. Buckle, buckle. Buckle, buckle, swash, buckle, swash, swash, buckle. Jekyll, Jekyll, hide, Jekyll, hide. I like that combo. That is always satisfying. You saw me first. Good for you. Wow, damage on that. What? Oh, you there. Hi. Keep rolling. Now run. Run again. Run and roll and dodge and dive. Don't duck, though. I ended up with a big mouthful of his butt cheeks. I'm not complaining. How did I walk right by this earlier? I guess I was probably avoiding baddies. But we have no time for that. No time for avoiding baddies. We do have plenty of time to take it right in the face. And almost again. Okay, just don't. can go to Mikkela's Cross here and shortcut that a touch. I would like that item. However, that was the most enemies in an area that I'd have to fight the entire way down. But that's fine. We'll take them on. I gotta stop winding up quite so much when there are multiple points of attack. Just try some regular moves when the heat is on, would you? Aha! Regular moves! Oh, I almost fell asleep. Got so sleepy. Even though I'm not wearing the dancer's set, I still feel like a graceful dancer. Really does a lot more damage out of wing stance. Like a crazy amount more. That hurt, but at least the small, shallow water softened my fall. I did a bit of a butt flop. Okay, hi, it's me again. I'm not sure if you remember me. I called about the... I forget what I called about, but you know me. I was hoping that would do piercing to both. Piercies to bothies? I love how much distance that crosses. Alright, just a Shadow Realm rune. I'm devastated. But that's okay. I guess I'm gonna need to know a little bit more specifically where the Garden of Deep Purple is. I have not seen on our travels downward a Garden of Deep Purple. And now we're on to birds and explodey centipedes. The deepest purple that I spy is coming from either below us or at the far side of the chasm. Alright. The only thing that gives me pause about descending even further is that it specifically said it was in the stone fissure. Stone coffin fissure. It's like technically that could be this entire area. But there's a specific named site of grace, and we're very far from it now. So it's like, I would think if the Garden of Deep Purple was further down beyond this, they would have said the name of a site of grace further down, rather than the one we came from. But there certainly doesn't seem to be any way up from there. I mean, we could check higher. We would probably have to go much further away for that, like here, and go all the way from the Cerulean coast down, because there is no just top of the fissure, site of grace for that. I'd like to apologize for engaging in stereotypes. So it could be up here. This also doesn't necessarily appear to be a Garden of Deep Purple. Let me just check real quick. You're taking your son to boxing practice, so you're in and out of signal. Keep skipping to the ends of fights in some weird buffering on my end. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it just wants you to see the victory. Just wants you to get the good parts. Alright, I'm going to check specifically the Garden of Deep Purple, Elden Ring. One of the first things that popped up was the Garden of Deep Purple Site of Grace. Which is interesting to me. Alright, yeah, stone coffin. It kind of looks like we just have to jump further down and then we will probably stumble upon the garden. It does not appear as though what we're looking for is up in the coffin area at all. Okay. Gotcha. I gotcha. I guess we are descending down, which means we can jump all the way to the end. Back to the sleepy animals. At the very least, that gave us a chance to test out our new weapon. But I have the feeling, at the bottom of this descent, whatever I'm supposed to call it, is probably going to be a boss. And having a brand new, slightly tested weapon, 20% tested, not necessarily what I want going into a boss battle. But hey, it'll be fine. I mean, I'm not going to be doing much of the fighting anyway, as long as they allow me to summon my mimic. This this does not look like a good idea. Are you sure, Ghost? I know that you wanted the courage to fly to the feet of your dear Saint Trina, but okay. Okay, I'm gonna not look at it. Whoa! That's a bit more of a fall than I was expecting. Oh my god. Oh, it's a garden of deep purple. And a summon. Hey. Who are we summoning? Theolier! Yes. Do summon Theolier. I cannot get my mimic. At least not yet. But at least we have friends. That's all I really care about. What's the bad news? When's the bad part gonna come and strike me soundly upon the butt cheeks? These are those Saint Trina's lilies, aren't they? Ah, now I can summon. I see you. Coming out the cave. Coming out the cave on your little horse? Hi. Whoa! It's got quite a dismount. And your little horse is getting in on the action. Why? Ow! Oh! Oh, now you mount it again. It's cute. I like them. I like them as a duo. Alright, yeah, I am not sure how to hit him with this. Let's just try some stuff. Lovely. Sneaky. Oh, boomerang. What? No. Oh, there's so much of it. There's so much of it from all angles. Ow. I am on fire with frostbite. Theolier, you were honoring my dead body. You were struck in the back. Okay. We were doing pretty good damage earlier. Before we died. I'm glad they gave us a little break. I kind of hope they still give us that break. Sometimes when you activate a boss chamber for the first time, they're not attacking you and you have plenty of preparation to summon Theolier, say. This time I'm not sure. But lovely that as many times as we die, we get rewarded with this little plunge. What a gorgeous area. Alright. Already had Mimic ready. That was a mistake. I need to worry more about the horse in this opening salvo. And I am not worrying about the horse. Okay. Oh, I didn't have enough health to summon my Mimic. Why is it grayed out? I understand now. So be a little bit quicker with the Mimic summon. Stop gaping in awe at the garden's beauty with your mouth. I mean to say. Mouth agape. Never mind. Just stop gaping entirely if it's all the same to you. Whoop. Alright, Mimic is ready. Probably just want to get Tialier first, but I could do Mimic, Tialier, heal. This Mimic needs more time to become physically real than most. So maybe if I don't look at him, try to find where the horse is coming from. Maybe that'll help me. Ouch. He was right behind me the whole time. Hold still. Dragging that wagon all over town. Ow, I'm sorry I mentioned your wagon. You're right, that was lowbrow of me. Alright, there's nothing in my runes. I've already lost my 100,000 or so. So delayed. I was rolling way too early. I'm trying to think if I have anything that would, like, get him from a distance. Dragon flames and such is a little bit too much of a build-up. But if he is blob-based, as the dragging of his wagon, seems to indicate, fire might be a weakness, then we could at least try it. Because he's a speedy boy. Hard to actually get in there close to hit him. I should be taking advantage of my distance closing heavy attack. That being the case. You really have all the time you need to prepare for the battle just on that drop alone. Alright. Stay away from that horse. Oh, I thought I had it. I thought I'd stayed away from that horse. Ooh, crushed to death. Okay. I'm not seeing any strong indications of resistances / weaknesses. That opening volley the first time we did it was very nice when I got him staggered and actually pulled off the critical hit. If I could do that again, but it was pretty much an entire accident, if we're being honest with ourselves. A happy accident. This is such a cool boss battle, though. I love it. And thank you for bearing with me. I did not prepare. I was too grateful, and now deeply unprepared. Different move. Cool. I prefer that one. Interrupted! I'll try a little sneaky dragon fire to see. Oh, if that hit him at all. Alright, that did cost quite a bit of mine. Horse, stop it. Remount and run away. I gotta get the timing right on that. There's so many. I'm guessing 3, which in a sense is so many. My Mimic tried a little dragon fire. I don't know if I was too far away or if it just does not take off a massive chunk. It looked like it might have taken off 2. But I thought it was supposed to hit 4 times, so I either missed with 50% of them, or it was just another person's damage. Tialie's or my mimic's damage. Can you just jump over the frost flame rather than trying to roll through it? Probably wise, yes. Let's try that. And thank you. I so often forget jumping in lieu of dodging due to the earlier games. Sad lack of jumpery. So yeah, let's try that. Oh Lord, he coming. Getting distracted by someone else. Literally anyone else. That is a real damage dealer if I can poke him in the back. Thank you. Thank you for turning your back to me. We got Horsey. Oh, nothing but Horsey. Ah, rats. Missed. Stop boomeranging. This is not the day of black sun. Hold still. Ow. Jump time. Jump time, I say. A little later than that. Maybe not. Maybe not jump over the frost flame. I don't think it... That last one seemed to be timed the best out of the 3. And I still land in the damage zone. Though I would have survived if I'd jumped a little better on the first 2. Wonder if I could do a technique that makes me hover slightly in the air for added hang time. Alright, the other thing we can obviously try is switching back to, like, double pole arms. See if that does any more damage. But if I actually get that heavy attack off on it, onto the putrescence, it's a huge chunk, like more than most bosses. More damage than I can do to most bosses. Ouch. Ouchie's horse. Mm-hmm. Ah, I'm so sore. There. I gotta just stop sitting there taking damage and healing in alternating turns. Oh, I really wish that it hit. Okay. Better jumping that time. Totally doable. You guys got this? Can I wait back here? Ouch. I shouldn't have said. I shouldn't have taunted you. I know. That was my fault. I'll just wait back here where I'm safe. Ow! My frostbite, I guess? It felt hot, but then I guess frostbite does. Alright. We're locked in. Getting a little bit better at jumping over frostbite flames. And I'll call that progress. I do wish there was some sort of, like, Miles Morales-esque series of front flips I could do on the way down just to make myself feel cooler while I'm dying. That'd be nice. That was not good. That was not a good dodge session. Pretty immediately dead. Fair enough. I wish I could blame it on, weapons. Like, oh, let's try a different set of weapons. But I'm not even not even moving my body close enough to hit anybody with my weapons, so it's not the weapon's fault. It's all me. We'll get there. I do wish we didn't have quite such a crunch in the opening salvo. Like, I wish you could summon Tialier at the top and plunge together. Would be all the difference in the world. I should have struck at that exact moment. I was expecting a follow-up attack. Alright, stop running around. Really? Shameful, that. Missed again. Twice in a row. Ah, but he hit twice in a row. It was the opposite of what I did. Pretty consistently, if we don't die right off the bat, we can pretty consistently get him down to half health, which makes me worried that we haven't even seen the second phase yet. The inevitable second phase. Though it kind of seems like the frostbite fire waves indicate 50%. And he doesn't really seem to change terribly after that, so it should be okay. I've got to have some weapon that would strike him more regularly. I just don't know what that would be. Maybe like a smith script weapon. Something that I could throw and return to my hand. I've been thinking this entire time instead of summoning mimics. A smith script weapon might not be bad. I have to remember to always press the attack after that first... after that first move, if he doesn't separate himself from the horse. 1 second. I'm back. Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else I could do besides just be dodging better and a little less frantically. Whoosh. Wonder if I can do like a descending strike. Well, that's cool. It's cool holding it behind my back. Neat. Horsey. And it's over. Okay. That is a lot of dodging required. I much prefer it when he does his other technique. Yet I'm not doing a great job at defending against that or afterwards. Why, hello! Oh, yeah, I came in at a bad time. You came in just in time to see me perish under a furious blow of Spanx. Like the action, not the shapewear. I have not yet seen any Spanx down here to add to my inventory, but it would make me feel better about myself, especially during like a high stakes business meeting. Really difficult time. And you can't see it at all, and you can't see where it's coming from. Alright. How do I appear in the area where he will soon be? I didn't know that. little roar could knock me back. It absolutely can. Just having a hard time keeping up with him, like being in range. Very difficult proposition. I would love to have been standing about 4 feet further back for that. Way too early. Alright. Don't get excited. Just because he's rearing back to hit doesn't mean you have to dodge. You probably have 3 or 4 seconds before you're actually in danger. I am very curious about something, because it's like I hate using ranged weapons that are limited in quantity during boss battles, purely because this is now, what, my ninth try? Maybe more? And I would be out of ranged materials by now and have to go grind for runes and buy more. But I am very, very sorely tempted by the idea of like a smith script throwable. Especially since I think I could still have my sword in one hand and throw with the other, potentially. Because I just need to be doing some damage to him while I'm streets behind. Where are you? You were supposed to get stabbed in your butt. Just gonna run away. See if that helps me see where the horse is coming from. Not bad. That really works. Really hurts. Let's get a little distance going. Whew. We pressed our advantage hard. Okay, now I gotta worry about flames. Ouch. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes there's a lot more flames than I'd prefer on the underneath of me. Ouch. That was real good. We did real good that time. And I'm proud. Alright, that's all we need to do. Get him to half health, jump over the flames as best we can, and then just survive a little longer, and we've got it. We're dialing it in. I love being down in this area. I can't wait to actually see what the deep purple garden holds for us. What a strange little guardian it has. Part horse, part slime, part skeleton, part like scrapbooking cutter. Always press that advantage. Always press it. Oh, it feels good to be healthy. God, I've never felt better. Alright, horse time. Since I have no consistent way of knowing where that horse is coming from, running my ass away seems to be the best bet. Back here. I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know where I am. I couldn't see. I appreciate my mimic trying to take advantage of special skills. Maybe don't. Maybe don't take advantage of that particular skill. Someone pointed out that his animations actually match Radahn's quite a bit. It has very interesting lore implications. It does not help me on a combat sense, since I never never memorized Radahn's attack patterns, which is probably gonna come back to bite me. I just relied on patches in that fight. I purely relied on patches to take out Radahn. Way too early. Foolish. Can't believe I'm still alive. Shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have said that. The swarm of flies is a much better technique to use than the blinding wall of flame that my mimic is so enjoying pulling off again and again. And it's like I could unequip that entirely and keep my mimic from using it. And I may want to. I could also have my mimic be equipped with a different set of weapons. It's like the Milady, though doing a great deal of damage, seems to be a very sort of precision situational affair. And my mimic likes to use raw dumplings in the middle of combat while the boss is heading right for it, so I'm not sure. I was just a little distracted and slow on that opening. Let's try that again. Pardon my repeated attempts. We got very close on one of those tries, and now our skills have atrophied significantly. All I want is a trophy for winning. No, I don't want a trophy. I want you to give me remembrances that lead to rare boss weapons. You can keep your trophy. Tialier, welcome. Welcome, my love. So much happening right now. There's so much happening. Maybe it would be trying to think of any way to not be there when he's doing that attack. Like if we just rolled it up in the random number generator that he doesn't do that attack, we got a pretty good chance. But pretty much every time he does that attack, I'm gonna lose a lot of my life blood. And usually my life entirely. Whee! This part never gets old, though. It does take its sweet, sweet time, but it never gets old. Be a little more patient. When I hear the whinny, wait just a sec, and then start dodging your ass off. It's so much to throw at you all at once, which seems to be effectively the bread and butter of all of these DLC bosses. Let's throw everything we have at you all at once. I saw somebody online talking about it, like a video clip of somebody saying that in the base game, it feels a lot like you enter a boss's sacred space. And it's sort of like a duel. You both honorably nod to one another, and there's a slight break before combat begins. And that in the DLC so far, all of the bosses are like, who the f*** is in my house? And just instantly go to absolute town upon you. That was very badly delayed. But thank goodness he didn't decide to do the full salvo. Now he's doing the full salvo. Alright, I spoke too soon. Where am I? Which way is the horse coming from? It was fine for a second there. So obviously, I'm gonna need to figure out some way to consistently dodge that technique, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen like 2 out of 3 times. And I just start panic rolling, and that's the end of it. I need to actually try to focus and roll at the appropriate times. Listen for whinnies and such. Ideally. I think we all know I'm just gonna keep spamming dodge roll. Way too early, but thank you. Get away with it. That was so delayed. So delayed. It's like I ran up and threw a handful of infinity frames in the air as confetti. And he was like, neat. Infinity frames. Why do I always call them that? They are invincibility frames, and in my mind, I will not call them that. They're infinity frames. I'm apparently sponsored by Marvel. Okay. Gently. Don't eat any raw dumplings. That's a lot of finicky. Kind of really hoping that would do that stun lock thing on him, but I know I was hoping for a lot. I know that was a lot to hope for. I gotta get out of here. There's just not enough time. I mean, there is technically just enough time, but there's not enough time. Down we go. That was a great opening. I wish I had kept the pressure up. If that first double combo had staggered him, like I was so badly hoping it would have, it would have been pretty much an ideal opening. As it stands, it was still pretty much an ideal opening. Wonk. After this, let's try another weapon too, just in case. Make sure I'm not limping myself along. Why are you so far away? I was just doing my dance for you. I was doing my dance, but now you're so far away. Just imagine I'm in like a wrestling ring with a man and a horse, and the horse is like just full assing it off the ropes to lunge at me. With a great deal of tag team ability. That is a full-ass horse. Alright, I am curious. Let's just see if we can get a single swipe off with pole arms and check the damage levels. I don't think we're really going to get much better than what we have going here. Gotta remember to do pole arm in the right hand. It's very important for my ability to do Ashes of War. And for the ability to my ashes to survive. I don't think he's got a lot of blood, though. That doesn't seem to be a thing that the putrescent knight possesses. But maybe I can bleed them of their putrescence? And that'd be fun. Whoop! Alright, experimental round. For no other reason than to break up the monotony of what you're being forced to endure. Really wish I had dodged. That was Quick. Quick backhand. I got the tiniest touch of health off of him. A 777, it looked like. It wasn't really a full test. Let's try that again. A couple of solid hits to know how the damage is stacking up. I shudder to think, having so much trouble with even moderately reachy weapons, I shudder to think how my slender swords would perform in this battle. Where is he? Why am I slicing so much air? I almost think I should try to leap a little further to the right. He's got me fooled, thinking I need to delay much, much more than I do. Just love boomerangs. Get right on out of that. I'm gonna get all out of that danger zone. Thank you. How did you hit me on, like, your wind-up to hit my friends? Yikes. So just looking at health bar alone, it seems like pole arms, not better. Not good. Not good or better. Ride your ash. Ride your ash all the way to victory. I like it. It's a solid slogan. Alright, quick point of curiosity. Though I think they are all over the place, instead of being in a distinct Smith script category, which I would really prefer if I could put a quick developer's note in there. Did I get any kind of, throwable shield? Can I be Captain America? No. I do not have such a thing. I know I got a spear, I know I got daggers. There's the dagger. That seems like it's going to be very, very tiny in terms of overall effectiveness. Spear, I'm not sure if I can technically left-hand a spear at him, but we could try it. I'm also a little bit curious about Raylana's twin blade. Let me refresh my memory on the ash for this, the unique skill. Would possibly chase him a little more. It's worth a shot. They're slightly upgraded. But do grab your FP back real quick. I'm just throwing novelty things out there now. We don't have to continue butting our head against this wall. Perhaps another Erdtree fragment would help us. But this is a gorgeous battle. And I've enjoyed our time head-butting. It's kind of hard to tell when you're holding it, my love. There, thank you. I guess the moon and fire stance only appears when I'm holding it correctly. Hold it correctly, for goodness sake. This would also mean that my mimic now has access to this ability. Could, be visually impressive at the very least. Whee! Ow, it broke my ankles that time. For no apparent reason, just that time. Have a lot of time to sit there throwing off sorceress slashes is the problem with that particular ability. Good amount of damage, though. Try one more try with these. But so far, Milady has taken the cake. And she will not give it back. Are you holding it? It's so hard to tell. I don't know why. The particular texture of that sword blends invisibly into the staircase. But thank you for holding it. I like to imagine that this would be a fatal fall if my hood wasn't creating so much drag on the way down, like a small hang glider. Not the time. Not the time to wind up. I did no damage to him that time at all. Nobody did any damage to him. All right. Cool. Let us get just a little bit of variety in this session, as I have now been trying that for over an hour. We got very, very close. I think we could do it. But if we had a touch more defense against such things, it will go even better. So let's try a little bit of exploring before I run us clean out of time. We got this map fragment during the last session, which I'm very grateful for. We have another there, which I'm assuming is this whole chunk. And then we have another way up north. I guess in order to get there, we might have to traverse the Shadow Keep. My only thought is that it might poop out the wall this way. So let's go to where our hippopotamus friend, rest in peace, now lays, cold and dead, and we'll try to find some new stuff. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm sorry to keep getting us stuck in endless boss chambers, though that's effectively the name of the game. No! Alright, that's where we entered, so this must be the way forward. Just make sure there's nothing to grab. And I definitely can't double jump up to this ledge with Torrent. Gotcha. It's very weird to me. The noble slender swords have a ha-ha! Both hand attack. That way. I guess that one kind of makes up for it. But it's always weird to me when you're holding two swords and they don't have that left button strike. That makes no sense to me. Hi, is that your hair? No, such a thing is utterly inconceivable. We have not been abandoned, no. Mesmer is the son of Queen Merica. Her Grace would never abandon her own flesh and blood and hair. Would she, though? Would she, because she was rather desperate at the end there and would have done basically anything, including abandoning her own flesh and hair? Which, now that I say that out loud, God, Mikola, following right in your mother's footsteps, aren't you? Abandoning all your hair and such. Hup ho hup! Don't follow them. They can go down there and you don't have to be part of it. It's okay. You're actively on fire. Not sure if you noticed. Might want to put that out. Here, let me put that out for you. Alright, it's bordering on disrespectful now. I think you should stop. Please stop. Damn, you're out here just calling Merica out. Somebody has to. Somebody has to metaphorically behead the beast. Oh, you're still alive. Cute. Cute of you to think that would be a good idea. Ooh, pretty. It's like a miniature Erdtree. Probably should have checked this way first. Yep, really should have checked that way first. Thank you for dying so quietly. Ooh, that's a big guy with a big pole arm. If you know what I mean. I can just jump out the window to escape this kind of behavior. But I should take him out. Check around this way first. So many guards on duty tonight. Isn't anyone going to the festive Grease festival? Ow. You with your expensive stomps. Good stuff. I do believe all of these folks, living or once living knights, should have blood for me to take advantage of, so let's switch back to a normal whirlwind of blades and be done with it. Though, the more I think of it, Milady and her light attack moveset might be good for tight groupings of guardsmen. Let's try this out. Jump out the window. Always an option in Elden Ring. One that I hold close at hand. Alright, we had to fight a couple of guys to get back there even. Let's try this out. Nice. Oh, you. Yeah, I forgot about you. Damn. 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 I like it. Hi. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Didn't mean to make you feel bad. I love it. I'm gonna keep doing it. You cannot stop me. Blessed Bone Shard. Been a while since I've seen one of those. I mean, if it ain't broke. Plus, you just look so cool. Creeping up on them in your wing stance. Ow, you have such a pointy reach. Your reach is so pointy. Leaping thee over your pole. Like a dexterous gymnast in the prime of life. I really do like this sword. It's hard not to. It's hard not to fall for Milady. You got a big-ass mace. I'm sure you know this already. I also have a friend with a bow on the other side of the room who's probably gonna kill me now. Come down the stairs, where it'll be a fair fight. But also where I won't fall off, please. Yikes. Embarrassing for him. He had a pretty good run up till now, though. Anybody else in here? Just you with your sexy bow? Yikes. Golly. You got a lot. You got a lot of stamina. The party is over. Him. Sorry. Didn't mean to go all Jesus and the tax collectors on you there. Golden Vow. Did not seem to help this particular gentleman out. I imagine he was praying to the gods for some form of ladder that never arrived. Alright, so there's like a door there that I could not get into. That's an obvious trap. No thank you. No thank you. You're not going to tempt me. This looks like classic bad news. Every time I get on top of a large wall that seems big enough to put a steaming hippopotamus upon, it's bad news. Your DM, buddy, wrote a homebrew spell that was called Defenestrating Shout because she yelled all the time. Oh no. Did it shout you out of windows, or did the shout itself create shards of defenestrating glass? Either way, it sounds like a very powerful spell. You volunteer for defenestration. My kids like saying defenestrate yourself instead of, well, you know what. Why don't you go defenestrate yourself? I assume you really put an emphasis on the fenestrate just to make it sexy. What the hell is going on here? Are these boats? Little boats? And you're just gonna ploop them right into the shadow moat? Oh no. Tiny boys. Tiny boys all around me. Tiny boys, how they surround me. Tiny boys, they die so good. Tiny boys with the shadowed hoods. Keep looking at him. There you go. Oh, right out the air! Like a fucking goose. Sorry. I apologize for taking as much pleasure in that as I did. Please don't report me to the authorities. Or do. Yikes. The way that you're walking makes me want to sleep with you. Hi. Swarm of flies? We're squaring off. Wow. You are very healthy. Good to know. What the hell are you holding? Oh, I really should have gone for it. I was just in kill immediately mode, but that would have been the perfect way to end it. And I missed my opportunity. Your feet just popped right up, like you're getting your first kiss on the beach. I don't think you should raise both of them, though. That's gonna hurt your knees. Oh, come on! You're not gonna give me that sick-ass blade? Fine. Keep your sick-ass blade. I kind of want to kill that guy as many times as possible in the off chance that he eventually drops his sick-ass blade, though. This doesn't fill me with the confidence that I would desire to be filled with. I'm also running a little bit low on FP since I've been very, very sturdily leaning on that heavy attack. Maybe this will take me to a new site of grace, where I can retrieve FP for myself. Or maybe it'll take me directly into the next boss chamber. Yay! It's quite smoggy. Did someone forget their dry ice? What am I looking at? The specimen storehouse. Weird. Why were you keeping all of these horny boys in one place? I probably shouldn't have done that, because that'll respawn all the... I shouldn't have done that, but at least I have more FP now. Alright, I'm so greedy, I'm gonna grab this, but then I want to go back and finish exploring the battlement before we press on into the storehouse. Gorgeous. Can't wait. Who has done this? Why has done this? Little boy. There's a little boy in the church. Probably don't need to be wasting heavy attacks on one shadow militiaman. But it is fun. You're fine. You're not hurting anybody. Again, we're not exploring this place yet. God, it's tempting. But we're not yet. I was about to taunt that first guy as how poorly his fireball went, but then, right in the back. Right in my back. Alright, I would probably have to fight this guy again. And probably not a good time to be drinking if that's the case. Here you are. Come to me, my lovely. I've done poorly. I've made bad decisions, and I'm stuck in the corner. You got me stuck real good. No big deal. We'll just call that elevator back up, and it'll be fine. It's always a little bit annoying when you have a site of grace and an elevator in the way of your preferred progress path. But it wouldn't be if I didn't die quite so often. One of us has to change. Boop. We descend. I've got to fix my sleeves. He's after me. He's seen it all. He's seen me pantsless and smiling in the dark, crouched in the corners, deeply pantsless, furiously smiling. Just gonna keep sneaking. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. These sandals are dead silent, like the night. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited now. Spin, pirouette, and die. Okay, I love wing stance. I didn't think that was going to be as enjoyable as it is, and golly, I was wrong. What a treat wing stance is turning out to be. Nice! Now I can wear their little hoods that I just made that song about. Almost as though it was meant to be. I think I keep hearing footsteps, but I'm not sure if it's the flap of my flip-flops that's causing it. The flip of my flops. Overkill, but fancy. Okay, so we did stop one level shy of maximum upgrade on the Milady, as we weren't sure we were going to use it, but now that I'm pretty sure we're going to use it, I'm tempted to go upgrade it all the way. Soak one of our ancient dragon smithing stones into it. We could also think about a different damage type instead of just quality. But quality has been steering us well. At any point they could end the subterranean pathway and doom me. Yay, there you are. Sneaky hidden item. Thanks, buddy. Wonder if there's another ladder on this side. There's definitely a passage beneath the other waterfall. Or behind. Looks like end of the line. Just in case. You never know. Alright. What do we got down here? It is so much fun to be using a new weapon. Have that fresh feeling. Brand new areas, brand new weapon, brand new me. It's a big ladder. Dong 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 dong. Sorry you had to see that much donk. Alright. Sneaky. It almost looks like the foreground almost looks like jagged peak rocks. I'm assuming that might be Shadowkeep. But I'm trying to remember which castle. Yeah, it's Shadowkeep. That has the two towers. The Domain of Dragons. And I'm just now remembering, we've been like running around collecting one or two of those. I'm just now remembering you're supposed to go to the location it depicts. I was like, yay, paintings! Go to the location it depicts, if you would. We're gonna have to find those. I'm gonna have to look at my inventory for what the other painting or two I've already picked up was. We should put a priority on that. Maybe we could make a whole chase down a paintings session once we have the majority of the Sites of Grace unlocked. I'm glad we stumbled upon that ladder. I barely saw it. On the battlements here. But that served us well. Okay, so we just have a little chunk taken out of the wall. I don't know if it's a staircase or what to investigate, and then we can go back up the elevator and proceed. What is this chunk? Not so much a staircase as it is a ramp and stairs combo. A rampant combo. This is a weird angle. Weird angle. I tried so hard to get out of it. Just like my work week. Really wish that had clipped you on the way by as you were coming in. Let's get this over with. It's a couple of homing missiles. It's enough dancing around down here. I find this militia saw to be quite vulgar. Is this a shortcut back to Rhinoceros Room? Yes. Lovely. Okay. If I rested here, I would attract everyone, but it would give us another chance to get that really, really cool sword the gentleman in red has. But no, I'm not going for it. Storehouse, first floor. That is our next stop, and that does look like it attaches to where I'm trying to get to. Out here. Plus we have a sneaky tower. Lots of battlements leading to this plateau beyond, and a huge tombstone or something out there. So that's probably the way onward. I'm also curious if there's any, like, door that's locked from this side that we have to come in from there to get to, and sort of meet back in the middle at the storehouse. Let's give a quick check around the flooded section real quick. It does look like Jagged Peak. We should check around there. Why else would we be here if not for the donk? Hashtag would honk for that donk. How dare you? But I'm very flattered, thank you. You saw a militiaman go flying in this area. That's something I would pay good money to see. I would pay good money to see a militiaman go flying. So I don't think we inspected any of this. We just sort of peeked jaggedly. That makes me almost positive we have to drain this area. Cool. I love environmental changes like that. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Crab eggs? Ah! Oh! Actually, stop eating that man. That's disrespectful to the dead. Now, let's weekend at Bernie's this bitch. That's disrespectful to the dead. How dare you? This was a warning. Don't do it again. It is very easy to miss smaller enemies with that particular thrust. I might be able to make that gap, but ooh, I don't know. Yeah, you showed him. I hope so. I hope he's learned his lesson. Stop eating the corpse. Okay, now that I've seen his strip of white flesh. What the hell was that? Are we under attack by dragonfire? Or is it some sort of underwater beastie? Now I'm so scared of the underwater and the beastie therein. I just gotta make a strained groan to get over those sorts of gaps. It's necessary. It is a mandatory step. Oh yeah, there's something going on over there. Somebody's taken out the underwater trees. Who the hell? I'm sure it's safe to cross, though, despite what we've just seen. I'm sure it's perfectly safe to just confidently leap across the logs. Not a care in the world. Mm-hmm. Hello? I have delicious crab eggs. Ooh. Is that like an underwater ulcerating tree spirit? Wow. By the time we unearth it, or whatever the correct word for that would be, that's pretty much the exact opposite of what I just said. When we unearth it, it's gonna be quite mossy from all of these nutrient-rich waters rushing across its back. Across its back. Also, where the hell do I go from here? Point of interest. The hell do I go? I definitely can't swim. I have like 600 weapons inside of me. I think any one of these would probably send me straight to the bottom. So options for survival from here on out. Is there a sneaky pathway just under the drink? Perhaps upon the edges of the cathedral. No, not really. Not looking good. We could try that gap, but that didn't look like a great idea either. I kind of expected us to make progress here, rather than at that untrustworthy gap. But nothing about this looks good or wise to pursue. Especially not with the ulcerating going on down there in the depths. I'm a little curious if that leads to something. Like maybe raising that panel would lower the water level, and there's a... Shh! I'm trying to... What's the word? I've forgotten the word. So loud is your ulcerating. I just can't even speak anymore. I can't remember the words, and once I do remember them, I can't say them. Probably not a great idea to wait and peek about while I'm standing on that. Oh, thank you for taking pity on me. That looked like you could have just as easily denied entry. But I'm very grateful. Okay, quick check over here. Is there anything underneath the water? Besides the obvious. Nowhere I could jump to. There's definitely explorable buildings beyond, but I can't get over to that door. And it's probably just a decorative crest anyway. Alright, I guess we're trying the other gap. What a cool area. I can't recall having anything quite like this in a Dark Souls game before. This does not look smart. If I had torrent, that'd be one thing. But I do not have torrent. I guess there's nothing for it, really. My souls will be waiting for me, or whatever the hell I'm holding. Runes. I'm never gonna stop. So I have to, like, be careful not to jump too far, but also jump very far as you can. But not too far, but very... Sorry, I'm trying to think of an excuse for why that went so poorly. give me a second. I'll think of it. I'll think of the excuse. I didn't jump. I'm sure you saw. I didn't jump at all. And I'm filled with shame. So... hope nobody clips that. Hope nobody takes me out loud saying, I hope nobody clips that as an excuse to clip it. Just to hurt my feelings. Try jumping. Try jumping, butthole. Okay, don't. That's fine. I'm trying to get the run up, but it seems to be preventing me from getting the jump up. I'm groping for excuses. It's fine. We're in a nice, safe place, where our runes are not in danger. This is gorgeous, too. I love the textures. The delightful, cobblestone-y textures of Shadowkeep. Alright, don't focus so much on the running, and do focus on the jumping across. It's not happening. For some reason. I'm smashing it. I'm smashing that Y button. And let me just make sure it is the Y button. Maybe when you're a little further from the side of grace. It's not the Y button. That's why. I got confused by another game I'm currently playing. I think I figured out why this keeps happening. Why it keeps happening. And now I feel worse than ever. Oh God, I hope nobody clips this. I was absolutely pressing the wrong button that entire time. Really works better when you know, press the right button. I'm gonna go cry for a while. Sturdy babies. You've done nothing wrong. Sorry I targeted you in my smear campaign. But if I cooked you up, you'd go great in my schmear campaign. Sorry, I don't mean to threaten. That was rude. Let's just run. Let's just not worry about that. Not worry about that at all. What game were your fingers playing? You know exactly what game. This way? Potentially? Weren't you just jumping around on the different area of this lake? Yeah, I had a lot of practice going for me. Stop that. Stop everything you're doing. I deeply despise the actions you've taken. Alright. I don't know why it slipped. Slipped right out of my head when the pressure was on. The pressure of a big jump. What are you wielding? Magics. Gross, sexy magics. I knew it. I'm gonna do my wing stance back here where I'm safe, and you'll just have to imagine how cool I look. That's right. A little closer, my darling. My turtle dove. My sweet. That's a big-ass sword you got there out of nowhere. That you just pulled out of... Where? Ah! Your butthole. Thank you for showing me. Thank you. Ember of Mesmer. The fact that there's two S's, like I want to pronounce it Mesmer, because that's cool. But the fact that there's two S's makes me think that it's Mesmer. And that just sounds like he's very dirty. Has a lot of clutter in his apartment. Aw, it's Mesmer. Quiet down, you. I'm trying to navigate over here. You're out there shattering trees. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. Which is the same thing I said about the last one, but that one really doesn't look good. There's gotta be a path. Either forward or down into this building. As it is a little bit above the water, there might be a down. But I'm certainly not bespying it. So where? Where would we go? This does not seem ideal. Maybe there's an illusory wall? Aha! I knew it! No. If I could leap across there, that'd be great. That seems like a nice, clean, easy bridge, no enemies. Shouldn't have said that out loud, but there's no enemies. I'm not seeing a ledge we can drop down to get inside here, though these windows are pretty suspiciously available. And I really don't know if that's jumpable, but it seems to be the only option. We're gonna have to do all the other jumps again if we mess this up, but hey. Nice. Alright. Carefully. Don't trip on your flips. Or your flops. Definitely don't trip on your sandals. So we can get down the other brace columns. What? There's a word for those, but I've forgotten it. And I did not go to architecture school. I wanted to say archaeology school, but I'm not sure what that has to do with it. Seemingly drop down into the center of this church. But check for bodies hanging off the edge first. That would get me nowhere new. This is such a cool place. I love it. Alright, definitely not getting any higher onto the roofs, so descend we must. And descend we shall. This looks like my best option. Gorgeous. So I can can get up there. I want to check that corner. It seems to be about the only way to go. We are closer to possibly being able to drain this lake. Nothing in the corner. Dry land below. And delicious crabs. I mean, friendly crabs. Emissaries from the crab kingdom. Definitely not to be eaten. Why am I salivating? Good question. Sort of a cultural thing humans do to welcome crabs. It's not offensive, and let me explain to you why. Oh, sorry, I have to go. I hear the dinner bell. We're having crab. Oh, God, it didn't go well. Our first contact with the crab kingdom. I messed it up. There you are. God, you're so stately. So elegant. I'm jealous. I am jelly. Can I help you? Got like a wand? Rats. Interrupted. Interrupted just when I wish it hadn't been. You're just gonna beat me to death with your wand. I see how it is. Sorry about your spears. I got upset. Got to stop being right in the way when that happens. Still alive, somehow. Okay, forget about the lead-up then. Forget about the wind-up. Just use normal techniques against them. So close. So close to not having to do all that platforming again. It's fine. It's fine. So sorry, catching up to the chat. I don't know why I forgot to look at the chat for this long. Hi, it's so nice to see you there. Do a drop attack on the tree. I'm so heavy, and I don't have gills. I'm heavily laden with gills, but the opposite of that. Alright, two of these jumps are real tricky. But I've remembered what the button is now, so it's fine. It's fine and good. Quickly. Oh, your glowing eyes betrayed you in the dirt. This one is also a bit uncomfortable. So as long as I'm off that roof before they fully form, we're fine. So give me a little more practice for the sorcerer. Or I could just run away, which might be a wiser idea. How it went so well the first time, other than that I was hiding behind the roof. And maybe that's the whole secret here. It's just hide behind the roof every time. Closer, closer, deeper, deeper. Eyes of lizard, toes of swine. Chicken gizzard soaked in brine. And one tiny hit on your nip-nips. I really wanted to watch you die, but then I didn't get the camera angle quite right. Alright, we gotta find a site of grace back here. It's very important. It's a little early. I don't like this one bit. It's just enough corner to really make that tricky. Alright, down we go. Maybe we should just race past Robes McGee and hope for the best. Because I need a point of entry here. I need a forward operating base on the indoors. And if that's not going to open, it has to be beyond him. In a skill sense, it's certainly beyond me. Rune of an unsung hero. Goodbye forever. I hope those aren't trap buttons I just ran over. Bats. In my belfry? Not today. Oh, I guess it's true what they say about evacuating your bowels when you die. It was very explosive sounding. I don't know what happened. I was walking confidently over it, about to plummet down, and then I saw it at the last second and hesitated with the thumbstick, and then jumped. And it put me in perfect position to nail it. What a foolish thing to have done. What a small obstacle to have died to. Wow. So about those jumps that I'm gonna keep making us do, just to get better at it, I guess. This is, the Shadow Keep is the very definition of the furled finger. Doing the old run and jump with the classic two fingers. I wish I could show you, but it's deep underneath my desk, and I'm under attack, so just imagine. Imagine, if you will. Maybe make sure we're not going to actively die before making the attempt. Though it's not going to get much better at the top of the tower, is it? This was foolish. Should probably just take my time and put them in their grave before coming up here. Lest they get their vengeance at the last possible second. Yep. Alright, so there is a gap. There is a little gap. Keep that in mind. I do like the fact that I could just have him walk on by if I'm hidden in this chamber. This antechamber. As long as they don't smell me. Please mind the gap. Just a wee little hop. Don't you smell me. Good. Good boy. Alright, let's get a peek down here before we return to the bats. Is that another beheaded Marika? Curious, that. Seems to be holding an item. I would like my runes. I would like to avoid stepping on any of these just in case. That guy will also be patrolling back this way eventually. I should probably get a move on. Ah, hi, you're back. This way. I was just thinking about getting a move on. Are there two of them? Yes. One on each side. Fun. 2-for-1 sale. 2-for-1 sale at the Belfry. Alright, so, don't get scared at the last second. draw back on your reins and then spur your horse forward at the exact same time. It turns out that's a bad thing to do. You're up there now. Hardly seems fair. What? Did my eyes betray me, or was he not there a moment ago? You're making my camera go wild, sir. Please calm down. Is there some sort of invisibility shield that bats have developed the technology for? I have to watch out for that every time I think I'm safe. Alright. Nothing for me here yet. Would really like to get some progress this time without having to go back. Drainage? It's drainage time. Invisible bats. Be on your guard. I see you, invisible bats. No, actually I don't, because, well, you know why. Drainage. Not sure why I snapped, it just felt right. Look at you remembering to check for traps. This is the one and only time that I'll remember to check for traps. So I hope you enjoy it. Oh, that's so cool. I love that it doesn't just drain away invisibly. We actually get to see the consequence. That's gorgeous. So now we have an ulcerating tree spirit to deal with. Getting an ulcer just thinking about it. One of the things, along with dragons, that I tend to avoid at all costs, until the last possible second, when I'm super beefy. Not that it's possible to get super beefy in the DLC. I see you down there. I would like to touch my nimble fingies to your dancing flame. If it wouldn't be too much trouble. I can probably survive it, right? I could probably... Hip-ho! No. No, let's go down. I could get down that way. It's definitely a one-way trip. While we're up here, let's take a little bit more advantage of being up here. Because now that we've drained it, there might be an easier way down back from, like, where I respawn, even if I should die. So that'll be fine. I have no proof of that, but I'm hoping deep in my heart and my left buttock that that is the case. So 2 of them are patrolling. No telling where in that patrol they currently are, just on the way back to spot me and send me to la guillotine. Oh yeah, sure, now you don't want to jump. Those bats have invisibility frames. That was it. That's exactly what it was. Hello, it's so nice to see you there. I think I missed your grand entrance. Alright, I was expecting him to pass by the door, but maybe he's just turning right around. Quick peek in here. It's not a bad drop. It would probably get me closer to the side of grace than anything else. You're patrolling that way, which means I can sneak on by. Clearly have to jump into Marika's waiting hand for whatever that item is, which I would like to do. Seems like a good way up and down. Let's go get a sight of grace and then we'll work from here. Though part of the floor seems to be missing. If I could whine a little further. If I could whine gently about the floor. maybe check over there. I spent so much time looking where there were no enemies. Ooh. Alright, this was not as close to the side of grace as I hoped. Is there a way out to it over this side? This definitely puts me in tree spirit territory. So much going on in my ear cups. Here-ish? Huzzah! We have a foothold. We've got a fob. We are just over the 2-hour mark, so this might be a good place to stop, but you know me. As soon as I find a good place to stop, we're carrying on. So this is where I would have ended up if I had taken that shortcut, but now we know exactly where a elevator to get us back up there lies. Oh man, I can't wait for you to offer me chatbots for my channel. That's so sweet of you, thanks. Pardon the spam. Pardon the delicious spam cluttering up the chat. I prefer only a gently pickled turtleneck. Well pickled is too pickled for me. Thank you for your hard work. Slaving over a hot stove just to pickling away the hours. But I'm good with a gentle pickling. But I am going to need a rough tickling, so... Get rid of the other 2 splody boys. We could probably take out Mage Hand. There's 3 splody boys. I always hope I'll be able to dodge with just the speed of my running, but it never happens. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being quick on the trigger. I owe you $70,000. So here's where I'd end up after we leap onto Marika's hand. Grab this item now. The Fire Knight's seal. Is that like a... I forget what they're called. A miracle inducer. A catalyst? Is that the sorcery version? I forget. Sturdy. Sturdy to be able to tank one of my missiles. Whew, I was a little early on that second roll. And that was not locked on. Okay, I'm just gonna bash you across the corner. Why do more and more of you seem to be spawning? Why is that happening? Yep, you're definitely spawning more and more. Alright then. If they're infinite, we're going after Mage Hand. At just the wrong time. Don't switch. Don't switch your targeting apparatus. Yikes. So many skellies. Can't outrun that. You're just gonna keep trying, but you can't. One day you'll learn. We could just go up the elevator and forget about it, but he's at half health. Fully surrounded by his new summons. me without a summon in the world. Don't lock on to either of them. Those are both the wrong thing to lock onto. Rats. So nice if that was in range of him. Would have been over. Hell. Hopefully they will die for good. Death Mask Helm. Why, that's 2 helmets in one. 2 distinct faces. Alright. We're safe down here now, for a moment. I would like to go back up and make sure we grab that Handy America item off of Handy America. Fog wall could appear right where I'm standing and lock me into that churchyard. It probably won't. Probably paranoid, but it could happen. Let's leave that for just a touch. We looked in here a bit. Didn't seem like there was even one single thing to pick up. Bit stingy, is all I'm saying. So, let's make a go for the item up here before we proceed any further. We have a nice spot here in the drained Shadow Keep, so if we run into a boss fog, we can probably save the battle for next time. There are 2 more very angry robed peeps up here. Ah, good. Perfect timing. Alright. Yep. Ouch. That was okay, but apparently quite slippery. Her hand was freshly purelled, it seems. I don't think it would be wise to walk into that water with my heavy, heavy sandals. Ew, it's overflowing. Ew, ew, call the plumber. Alright, the patrol pattern probably will not be as generous now. As soon as I decide to go take a peek, they're going to come right around the corner. Just the moment I decide to take a peek. Oh, good. Whew. So... Shadow 3 fragment. The best possible thing we could find. I kind of tried to jump, but I'm okay either way, really. I'm fine. So, I don't think there's anything else along the path with the bats. We cleared that out. There was a shortcut down here, but we don't need it anymore. I'm trying to remember the pathway where the first red patrolman is. Did we go all the way down it? I think we did, because I think we kind of came from all the way down it, but I don't have a clear image in my head. Otherwise, the path that the second red patrolman is going down is the only new point of interest here. However, where am I... Whoop. Just get to someplace safe. Where am I in relation to the door that I'd like to be down? Here-ish. Doesn't necessarily seem like either of these patrol paths lead to the middle, but I guess this guy's could. There's a small chance this leads back to where we started. Try to sneak on by. Real sneaky like a snake. It's probably not going to go well. But if it doesn't go well, I can just start slashing like a snake. It didn't go well, and I didn't start slashing. Woo! Ha! He! Goodbye forever. Love you. This might lead back up to that central chamber. Be great if it opened up a shortcut door for us. Then we'd have 2 sites of grace. And 2 potential entrance pathways. We're going deep red. Deep red for the final moments. Just as the universe will die. Yes, beautiful. This gets to the specimen storehouse as well, which we have not explored at all. Feels really rude to just stab that guy in the back. He's elderly, clearly needs some walking assistance. But I mean, he would kick my ass if given the chance, so I can't give him that much credit. Upper level specimen side of grace, thank you. I assume if you did not want to fight the giant golden hippopotamus, this would be where you meet up with the final boss of this place. Either way. Nobody told you you could use magics. There's only 1 magic user per room. I thought you read my memo. 4 magic users per room? What is this? What is this blatant flaunting of the rules? How did I, redirect that with my crotch? It's pretty hot. Are you evil? Are we gonna be best friends? Are we about to be super best friends? I greet you. I'm pretty sure they're evil. This could be a horrible mistake. Sorry if it was. I'll see you in another life. Brother. Ooh, this is another one of the brand new weapon types that I have not found a single one of yet. And I am very curious to try. Carrion Thrusting Shield. So it can be used, obviously, as a shield, but also as a piercing weapon? I kind of like that. That is a nice combination. Huh. Doesn't seem to have a skill attached, an Ash of War or anything. But that is fancy. Okay. I'm gonna call that the treat. The treat at the end of this session. I had better go get, some food in me prior to a scheduled D&D session. But the less I say about that, the better, because I'm doing quite poorly. My health is low, and I've angered the town guard. And it was only my fault. I've endangered the party. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'll just go to jail and serve out my time so that the party can be safe. Worst comes to worst. I don't think I mentioned, by the way.
You're beautiful.
And I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of me. I will see you guys back here at the specimen storeroom next time. Thank you for your attention, your witty comments, your tips. Thank you for not laughing to death when I failed to jump those 3 or 4 times. I'm glad you're still with us. I'll try to remember the A button next time. Much love. See you soon. Bye for now.